Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Entertainment Buzz. I'm Margaret Mitchell, joined by Karen Brownman. Karen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so well, Margaret. How are you?
I'm good. A little stressed. Got a lot of homework this week.
It happens.
But you're ready for graduation, aren't you?
I am. I'm just riding the wave, counting the days, marking my calendar. I'm very ready.
I'm so jealous. I wish I was doing that. But
that means you have more time here. I'm also a little jealous of you.
It's so fun being here. It's my favorite part of the week. Not sarcastic at all. But it is St. Patrick's Day today.
Yes.
And I'm 90% Irish, if you couldn't already tell by how pale I am. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for today.
Yeah, what are you going to do to celebrate?
It's going to involve a lot of green. A lot of green and a word that starts with B.
It's a good color. It sounds like those are very in-depth plans.
Well, let's go see what's hot in Hollywood. When we see a celebrity doing well, it's always great to see them be gracious, especially when the celebrity is Chance the Rapper. The Chicago native recently pledged to donate $1 million to the Chicago public school system after growing over a disappointing meeting with the city's governor. Chance assured that the donation wasn't about politics, but instead for the well-being of the kids. This isn't the first time the 23-year-old rapper has given back to his hometown. As cited in an open letter penned by some Chicago public school students in which they wrote, "All the things that you do for our city never go unnoticed. All of the free concerts you host and all the time you spend here in the city really show you care. We notice it. We look up to you because the fame usually takes humility away from artists, but it hasn't changed you." Here's to more celebrities hopefully following Chance's footsteps.
I absolutely love that. I think that takes a really kind of good person to take, their money when they're doing well and pass it forward, pay it forward. I think that would help us all out if more people started doing that.
Definitely. I think of Kanye, who came from Chicago, and he wrote a song about Chicago, and he said all these things, and he hasn't really done anything for the city. He hasn't really given back in any way. I just look at Chance, and I'm from Chicago, so to me this is a big deal. The Chicago public schools there are not fabulous. They need a lot of work, and for him to donate money, to put in time into it, that just means so much, and it's so great for our city. So I just think that's fabulous. And he's so young and he's so smart.
Especially because a lot of these artists do start out very poor themselves. They're struggling. Yeah. And Chance the Rapper, isn't he one of the few artists who's completely represented? I think that's great.
Yeah, and it's awesome because and he went to Chicago public school, and one of his school teachers told him he would never be famous and never make it as a rapper. So now I think he's just a little bit like, hey guys, here I am. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's great. Unfortunately, there's been another hack on female celebrities. Reports say that personal pictures of stars such as Emma Watson, Amanda Seyfried, and Cillian Murphy have been hacked and shared online. The photos of Watson don't include any nudes, however, the actress is taking legal action, rightfully so. This hack follows the recent controversy surrounding Watson's Vanity Fair photo shoot, which led critics to question her feminist values. Either way, this is not the first time female celebrities' photos have been leaked, and we're rooting for Emma to get some justice. I think it's really terrible. It's just such an invasion of privacy, and the fact that it's really happening to female celebrities and not male celebrities shows just a big problem in our society.
That's so true, Karen. It's ridiculous the way that people just focus on women's bodies, and there's no boundaries and there's no respect. It's kind of just ridiculous. I have no other words for it.
For the people who maybe argue they asked for it, the pictures were taken, I don't think you can say that because we all have a right to kind of our privacy, and obviously they never intended for those photos to get out.
I don't understand when people say that at all. It's not like they sent it in a mass media email and it's oh, I regret sending those photos now. That I'd be like, wow, you did do that. Or if someone does a photo shoot, then I'm like, oh, you did the photo shoot, you signed up for that. But it's totally different when you took a personal photo on your phone. I don't know what you're even supposed to say. You weren't intending that for everybody. Everyone takes gross selfies of themselves. If my gross selfies ended up all over the internet, I'd be in trouble. They're not pretty. It's bad.
Absolutely. But we're on Emma's team.
Yeah. So moving on to some topic about some male celebrities. On Tuesday, Ben Affleck announced that he had just finished treatment for alcohol addiction and would continue to work towards sobriety. Reports say that him and ex Jennifer Garner have continued to co-parent, and she's very supportive of him seeking help. It's great to see him trying to get better when other stars haven't always done the same. So Ben Affleck is my favorite. I'm obsessed with Ben Affleck. He is why I want to go into filmmaking because of Good Will Hunting. I love him. And he's a bit of a playboy. He's had a little bit of some bad luck. Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Garner. So I'm really glad that he's, taking life,
Yeah.
by just
Especially
getting a hold
for
of
someone
it.
who's been in the spotlight that long of their life, because they were
23. He was 23.
23 with Good Will Hunting.
I know that
knew
fact.
that right away.
23.
But yeah, I especially think that when you are a parent to like the 3 young kids, and the fact that he had already had some marital problems, like it definitely seems like he's committed to getting better.
And that's just amazing. That's really great. I'm glad he's doing that for himself, and we can all get
Yeah.
to see him on how he develops.
Absolutely. And just 5 months after the burglary on Kim Kardashian in Paris, another member of the Kardashian-Jenner family has fallen victim to a similar crime. Last night, Kendall Jenner's Hollywood home was reportedly broken into, with over $200,000 of jewelry missing. Jenner apparently left her home around noon yesterday, returning around 8 p.m., and around 1 a.m., she walked into her bedroom and noticed some of her belongings were nowhere to be found. A source for E! News said that officers did a search of the premises and no suspects were found, adding that the situation is an ongoing investigation. However, the LAPD believes that the burglary was most likely organized and premeditated. It's really hard, I feel like, to feel safe in that situation after something's happened in your home. I'm glad she wasn't home and no one was hurt.
That's important.
I hope that they're, taking precautions.
It's like such a bad week for Hollywood. It's just
really
like,
is.
This is very depressing. I like getting down. Normally we're all smiling and laughing and making jokes, and it's like, and today's St. Patrick's Day, so almost fitting with the Irish thing. I don't.
Well, maybe, there will be an uptick at the end of the week. People will start having some fun.
Yeah, that's true. So the Entertainment Buzz is going to take a short break, but we'll be coming right back, and we'll be talking about this season's Bachelor finale.
Come create and calculate. Shatter both records and stereotypes. Build improbable machines and impossible medicines. Unleash masterpieces and birth theories. Come because there is much to be done out there, and to be undone. Come find out everything of which you are capable. Come believe in something greater than yourself. An experience unlike any other awaits you here. Here, dreams are in need of your voice. Fragile ideas await your strength. Come answer this call. Join this assembling of minds. Put your grand imagination to work. Come let your visions rattle these walls and help move the world forward. Come join the leaders and best, the victors valiant. Come to Michigan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Nick Viall's snooze fest of the season has finally come to an end. Finally. So let's dive right in, as it's time to rebatch and hash the historic finale of The Bachelor. I don't know about all of you, but once Corinne, the girl with a heart of gold, a vagina made of platinum, and an Amex credit card from Daddy, got the boot, I was pretty much done. Corinne has been called one of the most divisive characters to ever appear on the show, as some people were not so fond of her antics. To the Corinne haters of the world, let a girl nap. Napping is life. Napping is called for all occasions. Whether you're hungover and can't quite handle the day, stressed about all the work you haven't done, or having to woo the attentions of a fame-obsessed 36-year-old narcissist, napping is a great addition to any day. And you're either lying to yourself or completely fucked up if you believe differently. Same goes for cheese pasta, a combination of the 2 greatest foods ever. But I digress, as this episode was sadly Corinne-less, and we were forced to watch as the Southern Belle and the girl from up north duke it out for Nick's heart. Honestly, these dates are kind of a blur for me. I'm having a hard time remembering them, as the whole time I was waiting for one of the girls to do America a gigantic favor and just pull Glenn close and stab Nick and put us all out of our misery. End his career. However, the one thing I did take note of while watching this is the sad fact that Nick's family has had to meet another 2 girls. His mom looks absolutely exhausted and is probably the only parent in the world looking forward to the day that their kids sign up for an online dating site. However, flustered with Nick's repeated idiotic tries at love, his family soldiers on and does their best to figure out which girl suits their moronic son the best. Nick, of course, ends up with Vanessa. Not the girl who said she loved him, who was, ready to marry him, but the one that continuously questions the relationship and isn't willing to move to America despite signing up for an American reality TV show. I don't know really what the girl thought was going to be going on, as, it's America, you're going to be dating an American boy, you might have to move your butt to America. But Nick didn't see this as a red flag because he himself is the largest red flag. After the proposal, we are treated to a sit-down interview with Vanessa and Nick, where the couple looks as friendly as Obama and Trump after Trump's election. It literally looks like they hate each other and are completely over one another. But Nick has his eyes on the prize and knows that he must follow typical Bachelor form and wait a customary 2 months before announcing their breakup. During the sit-down, Chris Harrison repeatedly dubs the finale as historic. Chris Harrison, are you for real? Because you're losing me here a little bit. I don't understand what's so historic about the Bachelor finale, other than the fact that Nick was able to convince not one, but 2 girls that he's not completely full of shit. Maybe he was referring to the historic amount of crying to happen this season. I feel like there must have been like some gigantic screens put up on set that were showing the Toy Story 3 ending and the Notebook ending. And believe me, I'm all for men getting in touch with their emotions, but my God, man, pull yourself together. You don't want to be the next Chrissy Teigen and have an endless meme of you looking terrible while sobbing floating around the internet. Then again, this is probably Nick's goal as someone whose immediate move after getting engaged from his 4th time on a reality show is not to, be at home with his fiance, get to know each other and build on their relationship. He's signing up for a 5th reality TV show. But enough with the negativity, as there was one positive thing to come out of that finale: the introduction of Rachel's season. Girl, if those 4 guys were any indicator, this season is about to get hot and heavy. As someone who at least seems to have a fair sense of reality is finally going to be the star of a reality show. Then again, Rachel did think she was falling for Nick, a GOAT lookalike, so maybe she's not as real as we'd all like to think. This has been it for Rebatch and Hash, but coming next we'll be talking about all that's new in film and television. Welcome back to the Entertainment Buzz. Let's find out what's big in theaters in this week's Box Office Buzz. The sci-fi trilogy, The Matrix, may be getting a reboot. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a new installment in the film franchise is in its beginning stages. The Wachowski siblings, who created the films depicting a dystopian world, aren't involved as of now, though. However, Keanu Reeves, who starred as Neo in all 3 Matrix films, said he would be open to returning if they were involved. He told Yahoo Movies they would have to write it, direct it, and then we'd see what the story is. But yeah, why not? As of now, there's still speculation of what the storyline of the film will be. It'll be interesting to see how this film progresses in the future.
It seems like a lot of things are going to have to line up for this to get made. Keanu Reeves has a busy schedule, but I guess who knows?
Does he? What is he in?
He was just in John Wick, Chapter 2.
Apparently, he has a busy schedule. Didn't know.
But I definitely think that there are also a lot of reboots, so who knows what the studios will be doing.
We're done with reboots. This is too much. Like, next they're going to be like, we're rebooting Titanic. And it's going to be like, no, not necessary. We're done. That was one love story too much. Like, I'm over that. I've never seen The Matrix, but I don't need to see The Matrix sequel either.
I've never seen Titanic.
Oh, I have. But I just, you don't need, is anyone creative anymore? Can anyone come up with an original script, or is everyone just brain dead? I don't understand why nothing, new is coming. I looked on IMDb the other day. There's, 4 Avatar sequels coming up. We don't need 4 Avatar sequels. That was already a reboot of Pocahontas or Dancing with Wolves, or
True.
We don't need any more. I'm done with reboots and sequels.
Well, this isn't a reboot, but it is in the greater cinematic universe. FX has renewed Legion for a second season. This is another in a growing list of shows that proves that there's money in comic books. While initial ratings weren't particularly high, critics have praised many of the portrayals, including Aubrey Plaza in her first major TV appearance since Parks and Recreation ended. We can't wait to see if Legion connects to the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe. It also has Dan Stevens, who was in Downton Abbey and now Beauty and the Beast. So it seems like it has a lot going for it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Very excited to see that.
Yeah.
But I love comic books. What channel is this on?
It was on FX.
That's good, because it's not. There's a lot of comic books on the CW.
Right.
And it's okay, we've had enough of the Flash.
It's a little more niche.
And all. Yeah, it's just on FX you can go bigger and better. Like you can you can have more like maturity with your show instead of just having it be like a teenager show.
Like a teenage drama.
Well, so now moving on, critically controversial, but a winner in the Halloween costume category. It looks like DC's Suicide Squad is in the talks for another sequel, another one. Warner Brothers is currently in negotiations with Legend of Tarzan director Adam Kozad on writing the script. Everything is just as of talk as right now, especially as director of the original first installment plans a spin-off film featuring Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. So I heard like Mel Gibson was like interested in directing this.
Really?
That's like someone I read this. That could be fake news. What I just said could be
I guess
an alternative fact,
Suicide
but I don't know.
Did win an Academy Award, and Mel Gibson is now directing Academy Award-winning movies.
Well, he always has.
That's true, but I don't really see them in the same talk about
Suicide Squad won an Academy Award.
It did.
Though, I don't know.
You never know.
I mean, I really think that it could be really great. I think David Ayer, I think it's Ayer.
Yeah.
He just like did way too much editing, and it should have been like 2
I think
films.
the studios also tried to interfere more than they should have, which I feel bad for him if he really had a strong vision and it didn't work.
I heard Will Smith had like a lot of control, and that they
Really?
were like intermixing, and that he was like in cahoots with the
We need a
studios.
second one.
Yes, because I love Harley Quinn and I love the Joker, and I don't know if I love Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker, but I love the character, so I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That's fair. Jennifer Aniston has just landed a role in Anne Fletcher's latest directorial project. The film, entitled Dumplin', is based on the acclaimed Julie Murphy novel. The story explores the relationship between Aniston's character, a former beauty pageant queen, and her daughter, Willow Dean, who decides to enter a pageant as a way to gain confidence. While the rights to the film were originally acquired by Disney, the movie will now be going down the indie route, with Michael Costigan's COTA Films producing. The film is expected to shoot sometime in the upcoming summer.
I love the name. That's obviously definitely a beauty pageant queen's name. Willow Green.
Willow Dean.
That's Willow Dean. That's definitely like what a beauty star is named. Like that's it. She was born for this.
She was born for this. I'm excited. I like Jennifer Aniston doing some of the indie things. She did Cake, I think,
Cake was
2
so
years ago.
good. Cake was amazing. Cake was really great.
Especially because she really started with Friends, and it was the big sitcom stuff.
She's done some very iffy movies. She's had some interesting. Well, she has that relationship with Gary Marshall with all of the the Valentine's Day,
Valentine's Day, New Year's
and like
Eve.
those are bad movies. Like they're just bad. I'm not trying to be mean.
They get a lot of stars.
Yeah, Mother's Day was horrible. I literally was like, how did they get Julia Roberts, an Academy Award-winning actress, to come on and do the film? I was like, that just shows how directors have so much input, and they can just call somebody up and get them to do whatever they want.
That's true.
That does it for this week's episode of the Entertainment Buzz, right here on WOLV-TV. For up-to-date entertainment news and commentary, plus behind-the-scenes videos you can't find anywhere else, be sure to check out vimeo.com/WOLV-TV. You can also shoot us an email at wolv.ebuzz@umich.edu. And be sure to like us on Facebook. For the entire cast and crew, I'm Margaret Mitchell.
I'm Karen Browman, and you have just been buzzed.